Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a rowdy couple in love that loves reacting to some RWBY.
Rowdy for Ruby!
Yeah, and so this is RWBY Volume 7, Episode number 11. And we got early ad-free access for you on Patreon. You can check that out in the link in the description of this video. And we're going to go on for this reaction right here, right now. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What? I always do that
Yes.
when we watch anything.
Of course. So cute. We like Ruby.
I know. It's just, this one is like, it's got the most pop. Seriously. It's not my favorite one, but it's the grooviest. Like a shot of Ruby, just the intensity of her, just like holding her sight, like ready for what's to come.
Oh, yeah.
Now we get the fights we want. Tyrion and Mr. Mustache.
I just don't think people are going to go well with this. Make me nervous.
Lava. You're the chosen one! Oh, okay. It's a different way to use the gun.
Oh, what? Oh, jeez.
Oof. Oh, he can control the entire world that they're in.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's at a huge disadvantage in this arena. This is maybe not the spot to challenge him at. Ooh, oh, awesome.
Nice.
There you go. So keep those out.
Yeah, definitely keep those out.
Oh, okay. Oh, just got a fisticuffs.
Well, I imagine this is more satisfying.
Yeah. This is like Doctor Strange as a Western. I'm thinking of when they were fighting in that first battle.
Shit.
Like the world keeps moving around.
Oh, yeah.
You should have those a little bit more, I don't know, lethal or at least to stun.
Yeah.
Oh, a little Matrix action there.
Come on, Ironwood. You.
Yeah.
You never appreciated my genius, James. You just stood atop it and called yourself a giant.
Sounds like a petulant little child.
I gave you everything you could have wanted. You chose that fat imbecile over me.
No.
I suppose in this instance, my brains and your brawn are evenly matched.
You're smart, but you're not the only one who can count.
Hmm.
Oh, I know.
Why do I feel he's gonna? Oh yeah.
That was a little too close for my liking, James. Rebuilding those rings is going to be such a pain. Now,
He's gonna chop it off.
if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna rip through. Burn off his arm.
Yeah, he is.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I mean, unless you're hoping to add more metal to that body of yours.
He is. That's why there's lava here.
All right, now.
Because he is Anakin.
They put them.
I know he won't, but I'm really okay with him dropping him.
I will sacrifice whatever it takes to stop her.
Oh, I hope you do, James. I hope you do.
Come on.
You're under arrest.
Yeah. You got to kill this guy. He's not going to jail. It's great. Like, you know, you guys can get in the fight too.
Yeah, but when Crow's fighting, it's better for him to be with the villain
Yeah, but
and them to shoot from a distance because of Crow's semblance.
he's got the luck guy with him, so like it balances each other out.
Well, I think that's why he was staying close to the politician.
Good call. Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah!
Okay. Oh! Breakdance Tyrion.
Oh, I dislike him so much.
Yeah, but he's got some cool. Oh, smart. She knew his tricks. He always catches it.
Well done. Yeah.
Where's that smile now?
Bitch.
This is Clover, requesting prisoner transport.
Don't turn your back on him if he's unconscious.
True.
Like, she's right next to him with her back turned.
Cinder.
All students are to remain indoors until further notice.
Faculty and upperclassmen can provide
Schnee,
Yes, sir.
was anyone caught trying to enter the school grounds while I was away?
No?
Are you sure?
Still afraid, I see. Now show me where you've been hiding her.
Affirmative. I don't understand. Why would the general call us back without giving a reason?
Especially with evacuation still going on in Mantle.
You don't have to understand orders, kids. You just have to follow them.
Civvy transports
He
won't
didn't
be
give the
stopping
orders.
anytime soon. The general says he needs us now. He needs us now.
No, it's a
We'll
trap.
get to the general and find out what's happening. We'll bring Oscar and see you soon.
You're better if you understand what's being asked of you.
General Ironwood?
We have made a critical error. The Black Queen was the symbol Salem showed us before we lost everything. Her way of telling us she was inside. That it was too late. We stopped Watts. We stopped Callows, but someone was here. They put this in my office to tell me that it... What if Mantle was just a distraction? What if it was just to draw us away from the Academy to...
Sir, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We've got Mantle on our side
He's
now.
cracking.
How do we know that wasn't part of their plan? How do we know they didn't want us to bring people into Atlas by the thousands?
In trying to save everyone, we left ourselves most vulnerable.
Salem has been one step ahead of us this entire time!
It's glass. Black glass. This was Cinder.
She's alive? And she's here?
If Cinder's here, then for all we know, Hazel's here too.
Sir, this isn't over yet. We're with you.
Good job, Blake.
You're not alone.
Are you with me?
Sir?
How did Robin know about the Global Communications Project?
We told her. The night of the ambush.
You did what?
We were trying to help.
By going behind our backs?
Wait. Does that mean you let her escape?
Robin is on our side. She always has been.
We didn't know that for sure.
None of this matters right now.
What's in the bag?
Always matters.
General Ironwood.
Safe. You look scared.
The brave huntsmen and huntresses bested Arthur Watts. Congratulations.
We stopped Tyrion too. And we'll stop Cinder and anyone else you try to send here.
Dear girl, their goal was never victory. It
Distraction.
was merely to set the stage.
For what?
For me.
For me. Time isn't on your side, James. It's always been on mine. The people of Atlas have suffered enough. Surrender the staff and the lamp to me, and they needn't suffer any further.
That's not going to happen.
Simply accept the futility of your situation. And this can all be over.
Shoot her.
We've seen what you're capable of. The lamp showed us. It showed us everything.
There you go, Ruby. Get in her head.
We've seen that you can't be killed. But we've also seen you fail. We don't have to kill you to stop you. And we will stop you.
She's got such balls.
Yeah, she does.
Your mother said those words to me.
My mother?
No, don't want to get you your
She
head.
was wrong too.
Somebody help her. Yes.
That's Salem? That's who we're up against?
And she's apparently on her way.
But we'd be alerted if any forces had approached the kingdom. We have long-range proximity alarms all along the coast and...
They're offline. With all of the chaos, we didn't notice.
Watts must have shut them down.
Or they've already been destroyed.
All of them? You said in your speech that Amity Tower was ready to launch. Was that true?
Nope.
No. You just said that to lure out Watts.
General Ironwood?
I've sent your sister to claim the power of the Winter Maiden.
What?
When I realized we'd been compromised, I knew we couldn't wait any longer. The staff and the lamp have to be locked away.
I thought you said we could keep it.
Well, that was before you lied to me about the lamp. Before you lied to us about Robin. Before Salem was right on our doorstep. Before Mantle was nearly destroyed. And myself and my army were left exhausted. The timeline has changed. And so we must change accordingly.
What are our orders, sir?
We are going to take our plan for Amity Tower and apply it to the city of Atlas.
What?
It was Oz's plan in a former life, but he didn't take it far enough. If we harness the power of the staff and raise ourselves high into the atmosphere, the city's artificial climate will keep citizens and food supplies unharmed, always out of reach of whatever Salem may try to send our way.
But we're nowhere near finished evacuating everyone. You'd be leaving Mantle to die.
Yes, I would.
Necessary sacrifice.
We can't allow Salem to capture the relics. This is our best chance at getting the staff, the lamp, and the maiden as far away from her as possible.
But we have an opportunity to reunite the world. If we launch the tower, we can all work together again. We could even call for help. If we can hold out long enough.
Sometimes doing the right thing means making tough decisions.
You're right. And I think the right thing to do would be to stand our ground.
Me too.
Me too. Me too.
Arrest him. That's what he's gonna say. You're gonna have to fight him.
We ran ourselves ragged trying to save Mantle tonight. We try that again against an even larger force.
But you're huntsmen and huntresses. You can't just back down from a fight.
You can't focus on one single fight while trying to win a war.
What's the council going to say?
Nothing. Once I declare martial law.
Oh, what about Robin?
Who exactly are you loyal to?
We're loyal to the people counting on us to save them.
We are saving who we can. And you're standing in our way.
Shit. Yang's ready for a fight.
John, we've got a serious problem.
Yeah, we do.
Ironwood's declaring martial law and abandoning Mantle. Salem is coming and he's going to use the staff to move Atlas. If we don't stop him, Mantle's going to be
Oh, crap. I'm cheering with a smile.
I'm sorry it's come to this. But until Atlas and the relics are safe, you are all under arrest.
We won't just let you take us.
I know.
I know.
Ruby, are you there? Ruby!
Did you tell them?
Oscar, where are you?
Oh! That was the best episode of the season so far. That was fantastic. Oh, man. Setting up so much stuff. Like, just Ironwood pushed to the brink, to his limit. I mean, when he pulled his arm straight through, and I guess that's so. Y'all have been great. Letting us know in the comments some things that like we don't learn in the show that you learn like in the lore and the books and whatnot. That like his semblance is just like metal, where he just has like his resolve like is crazy. I'm not explaining it right, but yeah, I mean, I imagine that's part of his semblance helped him like pull through there.
Be
Like
able to get through that pain.
Yeah, once he makes a decision like that, he just sticks through it. Because that was freaking hardcore. I really wanted to see him drop Watts.
Me too.
You know, I mean, I know that's like bad. It shouldn't be like bloodthirsty like that and whatnot. But I mean, come on, it's a show. It's fine. These aren't real people. So yeah, and then I'm sorry. There's just I'm processing a lot, but I thought this was a fantastic episode. I just went.
Well, no, I'm as you were saying that, I was realizing like because there was so much in this, and it went so quickly from one thing to the next. Like we had a lot of action, and a lot of setup, and a lot of action. That I realized we don't actually know what happened to Watts. Last image we see, we're all like, yeah, drop him. But we don't actually see, does he drop him? Does he bring him back? Like the next shot of Ironwood is him with Watts's briefcase, which has like the horrible Salem globe in it. I mean, he probably got that from dropping him, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like if that's ultimately what he chose to do, then they would have shown it to us. So the fact that we weren't shown what happened to Watts, it makes room for him to still be out there, which is why I feel like that's the probable outcome here. Yeah, I mean, everything that you said about Ironwood was great. It gave him that strength. It is now also absolutely no longer his blessing, but his curse, because he's been pushed to the breaking point for quite some time.
Yeah.
But the terror that he had at seeing Salem, I mean, we all just saw him snap. And the whole like hundreds, thousands of people can die. Who cares? Necessary sacrifice. We're just who cares about this entire town? All that matters right now is the relics. I sent your sister to go be the Winter Maiden. So like Winter Maiden's got to die. I don't know. There were just so many decisions here that were, to Ruby's point, off the right track. But because Ironwood is so determined in his decisions, once he makes them, you can't talk him out of it.
Yeah. Perfect example of, what is it? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Ironwood isn't set up for success as being a person in charge like Oz was. So it feels like Ironwood's good strategy as far as like he's a general, right? Like military strategy, fighting strategy. I feel like, Ironwood is great at that.
To go along with the heavy is the head that wears the crown, like Ironwood is not meant to be king.
Yeah.
He's a general. At the end of the day, generals still do get orders. And like, I think the way he's trained his soldiers who work for him is very emblematic of who he is as a person. Like, as they say, like, you don't need to understand orders. You just have to follow them. Blind following. And I think, that is probably where Ironwood is most comfortable.
Yeah.
Someone else in charge, somebody who he can respect and follow. And therefore, he doesn't need to understand the thought process behind the orders. He puts implicit trust into someone and follows. And that's what he asks of his people as well. The problem is, when you're at the top, there's no one to put your faith and trust in above you. You have to start putting that in the people below you. And he clearly doesn't have that faith and trust in the people below him, because I would infer from this that he's always looked above. And so like from his perspective, he assumes they're all looking at him, which they are, but that doesn't mean that he has to solve everything. He has smart and capable and talented people working with him if only he allowed them to.
And with the whole Salem showing up, you see Ironwood pretty much terrified and like almost like you might as well have been like shaking in his boots. And then Ruby stands up to her. And you're like, man, what a badass Ruby is. Like I said, the balls she has as she's talking to Salem and like, we know all about you and we're going to defeat you. But then you realize, and it's like it's not revealed, but I mean, then you remember like, yeah, oh yeah, she is just a kid. Like when Salem goes to uses the mom card, the dead mom card. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what your mom said. And Ruby just crumbles because she's just a kid still. She's just a teenager. I mean, she's always just so impressive. But then this was like a huge reminder of that. Like, man, you talk about Ironwood and how he's being able to deal with all this. He's been through a lot, grown ass man, and been in charge a lot. And so this is all happening in a short amount of time for Ruby. I think probably like in a year or so that they've been going through all this since like the fall of Beacon. It makes Ruby more impressive because of that fact. Because like you just forget that she's a kid being able to do all this stuff and have all this resolve and courage.
I think one of the things that stuck out to me about Ruby as we've gotten into these later seasons is its willingness to go from sort of a youthful, upbeat, animated hero show and into things that are darker. And like the whole interaction between Salem and Ruby, that like Discord type sound, that like nails on a chalkboard sound is like it shows the image of the mom, was so unsettling. And it reminded me of horror movies, like when things pop into people's minds. And I was sitting here thinking like, wait, we don't actually know whatever happened to Ruby's mom, do we? Because Salem saying like, oh, that's what your mom said. Mm-hmm. I was like,
we know she went out on a mission and she never came back.
Right. So did Salem kill her mom?
That's what we're led to believe from what Salem just said.
So that was just something where I was like, we don't actually know what happened, and we're getting this vision, and Salem is saying these things. Now, sorry for the expression, but Salem's a bitch. She could just be doing all of this to get into Ruby's head.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
On the flip side, she's cold-hearted enough and ruthless enough that she absolutely could have done it. And that means that she's got all the ammunition of memories of torture or pain or murder to put into Ruby's mind at any future point, which is terrifying. So I love that Blake and Yang stood up for themselves and their decision to tell, I keep calling her the politician because I keep forgetting her name. Robin, thank you. To tell Robin what was going on. And I love Yang's just throughout that entire thing, the readiness for the fight. Like
she knew it was coming.
Yeah. Weiss, who was right there with him, but of course finding out that her sister's about to become a maiden is terrifying. And so like just seeing her try to grapple with the given circumstances of the room that she's in and what's happening, and the knowledge of what her sister is potentially going through or about to do. All things considered, she handled it really well, but that's a hell of a lot to ask someone to juggle.
So this is like the Ruby Civil War, the Marvel movie Civil War. And like, so, we're going to see the heroes battle each other. And that's just kind of always fun. We saw Aesop, pretty much being a better version of Team Ruby, because they just like seemed more in sync and like worked so well together, and like their powers, like they had more control over their semblances. So it's gonna be fun seeing Ruby go up against them, and Crow versus Clover. That's gonna be intense.
To Clover's credit, it's not like he sounded like he was thrilled with what was going on, and he has been cut off from the rest of them.
Could he be the one that defects?
I think if there's ever somebody who could, it would be him. And the reason I say that is because, to what you just said, Aesop's strength is their technique.
Yeah.
Their willingness to dive in, not question anything, go with it, execute the mission, execute it efficiently. But their Achilles heel, their weaknesses, are the fact that they're not family. They just work together.
Yep.
You will always fight harder for your family. We can say family of choice. It doesn't have to be family of blood. but your family of choice than you will just an average coworker. Your coworkers could become your family. That's a separate thing. But what I'm saying is the people that you consider your family are the ones that you will go to bat for more than anyone else. ASAP doesn't feel that way about each other. They said it at the very first time that we met him. And I think the fact that RWBY's team wants to know what's going on, wants to have an understanding, and then with that understanding, they can be best positioned to help people to, actually go about and make positive change. Very different from ASAP. That's just, we need someone to tell us what to do. Not why, just what. We don't ask questions. Like, at the end of the day, those who ask questions and care and are using that information to help will always be stronger.
Yeah, fighting for a purpose is going to outweigh fighting just because of orders. And I think like at first ASAP might get the advantage because they'd almost be willing to sacrifice. Not that they're like cruel and malicious and like they're gonna be okay if one of their members dies. Like, I think they still are part of your team. You don't want anybody in your team to, but I think like at first, like their willingness to not have to, like you're gonna see RWBY always just like if someone's against the ropes, like someone within that group, within Team RWBY, they're all gonna like, I don't know, focus on that person and be worried about that person. That's gonna like maybe be a disadvantage at first, but then because they're fighting for each other, and like if someone does get down, it feels like they're even gonna fight harder. Whereas if ASAP loses somebody, it's like, okay, next man up is kind of where I'm thinking it might go. And then who knows, maybe like they'll just see like the passion that our heroes fight for, and they'll come around and they'll realize that they're fighting for the wrong side.
And the other thing I'll just say in terms of Ironwood, like they did a very good job with the animation and the voiceover for this, because even though his arm is bandaged and in a sling at this point, like I feel like I can see the pain on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did such a good job because it's not just that he's lashing out from fear. I believe he's lashing out from pain, both physical and mental, emotional. And to like, that's a hell of a lot to put onto a character and to ask of an actor to execute. Cause like sometimes you feel like you're doing too much, right? And like, oh, I have to juggle all these things. Like how can I possibly like act all this at once? But they really did a good job because you do feel like you can feel it and see it on him and hear it in his voice. And anybody who's been in pain at any point, like pain makes you angry. Like the only thing you can do is lash out when you're in real pain, because I mean, like, what are you going to do? Like curl up and like be nice to the pain? No, you're angry. You're hurt. You like, and they did a very good job portraying that.
So if you can't wait for the next episode, then go ahead and check out Patreon, because we got early ad-free access for you. You can get a month ahead on our reactions. Link is in the description of this video. And thanks so much for checking out our reaction for RWBY Volume 7, Episode 11. But just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.